You are live with Dr. Chapa. Good morning, good day. Not sure what time it is where you're tuned in, but I will tell you what, it's going to be a good day because you are learning, you are growing, you are dialed in to what we're doing in the health and wellness arena. And I'm excited to show you guys some cool ideas that y'all can do. I'm looking forward to teaching you guys some things that we do on the regular in order to help people live better, be better, and stay better one bite at a time. If you are new to the Dr. Chapa Wellness Show, make sure that you go to drchapawellness.com. You make sure that you follow all of our stuff, that you check out the Detox in a Box, that you are dialed into what I do on social media, because I'm always teaching people when it's time to do the detox for the full moon protocols and making sure they understand what it's going to take to live better, be better, stay better in the 21st century. Tonight, I got a great class for you. Many of you guys know, if you've been following me for any little bit of time, I talk a lot about detox, but I also talk a lot about parasite cleansing because it's your life, your health, your choice. And the more you get this right, the sooner you understand that these bugs are real, that they are going to rob you of minerals. They're going to rob your body of function, and they're going to cause your body to be on what we call the accelerated aging curve. You will dial in and get your plans right in order to know when to follow the rhythm, when to get into the flow, and when to kill these bugs, when maximize their overall benefit to you and an overall demise to them, the enemy. So when we feed the serpent in the belly, the parasites, they will rob you. They grow, they develop, they are sneaky little devils, and they are indeed serpents, and they will steal, kill, and destroy your overall health and vitality, your vim, vigor, and vip, so to speak. I always want people to grasp hold of the truth. It's your life, your health, your choice. So this is self-selection, man. If you're interested in taking your health to the next level, our Detox in a Box, our vitality programs, our wellness communities are there for you to grow and dial in. So I'm excited to share this message with you tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I'm sure we'll get quite a few people chit-chatting and discussing the art of parasite cleansing. And are parasites real, man? Do you need a bowel movement every day? What's enzymes doing in your body? Understanding that you have to be actively, intentionally dialing in your digestion. If you're not, you will not break down these contaminants. And these contaminants are called bioburdens. And they are burdens that your body is having to deal with day in and day out. So it's very important that you get an understanding of little things you can do every month, every quarter, every year in order to maximize your overall health and wellness. So, during COVID, this really came up as a big deal, but we've been doing parasite work, guys, for 20 years. This is not new to us. We in America think we are a first world country and don't have third world problems. The reality, however, is you are alive and you eat junk food just like other societies. Some other societies don't have a lot of food and they have contaminated food that's blatantly problematic. Our food is marketed so well, we can't even determine whether or not it's actually killing us or not. But many of us are woke up to the truth that your food supply, he who controls the food controls the world, and he who controls healthcare controls and rules the world. So guess what? You have to get this data in your memory. You got to get this data in your cells. You got to understand this elimination game is important. This parasite cleansing game is vital. So why elimination matters, all right? So first, I talk to this all the time, that people don't realize that you're only as good as the food that you can absorb, right? Well, you're really only as good as the food you can digest. But if your bowels are so clogged up that your system cannot digest well, absorb well, that's where you start seeing weird things like acid reflux, indigestion, bloating, gas. You have belly pain. You have hot flashes too early in life. You have dental decay too early in life. You have respiratory challenges, skin issues, headaches, migraines. The list is long, okay? So why elimination matters is because symptom patterns affect us. I mean, how many of you are dealing with heart disease? How many of you have symptoms in your gut, bloating, gas, belching? How many have acid reflux? How many are taking Tums? or Nexium or any type of acid blocking substance. This is not normal. By the way, if you're taking one medication, you need to be on a detox program. Okay. If you have symptoms like I just described, you need to do our toxicity questionnaire and figure out and assess and understand better your body's tales. It's telling you, hey, wake up, pay attention. Your system is backlogged. Your body detoxes every day. Elimination is one of its main elimination strategies. If waste does not leave the body, it doesn't disappear, unfortunately. It doesn't just outgas. It actually recirculates until it finds a new home. So you're either going to push it out your skin and have a rash, or you're going to push it into your sinuses and have allergies, or you're going to push it into your inner ear and have ear issues, or you're going to have brain fog because you're storing it, or your metabolism is going to be wrecked and you're going to be weight gaining. So all kinds of systems are involved in the elimination cycle. The digestive tract, 28 feet. We've done tons of studies on that. We're going to continue to do many different classes on that because it's vitally important. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm still praying about, Lord, show me the truth about how the gut works. It's fascinating. Why do I keep praying about that? Because I am certain that there are still things that I don't know about digestion. And I want you to know more about the power of digestion. Your liver, your bile, your liver is the giver. The liver produces bile, stores it in the gallbladder, and so many people are coming in and they have bile stagnation. I'm seeing it on these different tests, metabolic tests that I'm doing in the office, and I can show you in blood where your metabolism is completely backlogged and congested. Your liver might not be symptomatic yet. It just might be bile stagnant, which means you can't break down fats. It means you can't break down certain types of foods in your small intestine. Your absorption rate goes down. And then now you got bricks in your stomach and you're wondering why you're feeling, bloated so much by the end of the day. You're unbuttoning those pants on the way home from work or after the meal. And then, of course, your lymphatic system. I've taught classes on this the last 2 weeks about, draining, don't strain the lymphatic system, guys. If I had the ability to take your lymph, take it out in the back for you, pop it like a rug and put it back in you, you would be better in 10, 15 minutes. The lymphatic system is crucial. And it's absolutely imperative on how well you move, how well you hydrate, how electrically active your cells are, how minerally rich your body is. So we could talk about that all day long. When we look at healthy poop and what it looks like, many of you know that I like talking about the gut. I like talking about fawn-colored fluffy floaters about a foot long. Many people nowadays are seeing that I'm asking better questions such as, what time of day do you poop? Do you poop in the morning? Do you poop in the evening? Do you have 1 a day, 2 a day? Is there pain or discomfort? Do you have hemorrhoids? Do you have urgency or straining? Do you have diarrhea? Or are these mushy cow patties? Are they holding together? All this data means something. So I want you to just first and foremost, if you're not pooping every day, put a poop emoji in the chat because that's an indicator that you got an issue. If you do not poop before 10 a.m., meaning if you're a shift worker and you don't have a 10 a.m., it's really like 3 p.m., then 3 hours after you wake up. So if you don't have a bowel movement before 10 a.m. or within 3 hours of waking up, put 2 poop emojis in the chat. If your bowels are not running twice a day, put 3 poop emojis in the chat. Why? If you get these 3 things right, you poop every day, you poop within 3 hours of waking up, and you have 2 bowel movements a day, you are going to see your health in a way better place in the next year, in the next 3 years, the next 5 years than you would if these questions were answered incorrectly. I'm telling you, if you get these 3 things right, poop daily, but twice a day, and before 10 a.m. or within 3 hours of waking up, things are going to work out better for you. Fawn-colored fluffy floaters. Well, I like to say that because you should have nice, healthy bowel movements. Volume is important. If you have string beans or pencil-thin stools, that's not good. That's not normal. That's not how it should play. If you're loosey-goosey all the time and you're not on a detox, that's not good. If you're pooping 12 times a day, 5 times a day, and it's like liquid diarrhea, that's not normal either. I had a patient that was 22 bowel movements a day just in the last quarter of last year. And it was simply a food allergy and parasites. Cleaned both of them up, blew her mind. She was a moody, cranky, irritable, hormonal human being with headaches, allergies, and high blood pressure, stressed to the max, and she was not performing well in her job in her life. We fixed the bowels, we fixed the food, we got the parasites under control, and guess what happened? She became quite pleasant. It wouldn't surprise me if she gets a promotion. It wouldn't surprise me if she finds a mate and falls in love, and life goes on happily ever after. Why? Because when your bowels are wrecked, guys, your brain is wrecked, your emotions are wrecked, your hormones are wrecked, your system vitality, longevity is wrecked. You cannot be healthy if you don't get this part right. So if I do any type of work with any patient, I'm telling you, the bowels are critical mass. I've got to get this right. Okay. So I love talking about the bowels. Too good to not talk about it and talk about fawn colored fluffy floaters. But here we go. Right. Common signs that you have poor elimination: constipation or diarrhea, bloating after meals, gas or abdominal pressure, feeling heavy or sluggish, incomplete bowel movements, headaches, allergies, skin rashes, you name it. Now, they could also be high cholesterol, could be blood pressure, could be some sort of mental illness. I've seen many different types of things that contribute to your health in a wrong way, or you have symptoms like this, all related to poor elimination. When the body can't get rid of it, it stores it somewhere. So that belly bloat, especially below your belly button, that I feel like I got to unbutton my britches, that feeling of acid reflux and digestion is not normal. And so really dial this in and ask yourself, I don't really think I digest well. I wonder what's going on in my body. Well, at drchapawellness.com, that's what I do. I teach people how to live better, be better, stay better, and find solutions on how to transform their health into what it was designed to, so that they live well all the days of their life. Okay, so common symptoms that are linked to parasite burdens. These are subtle, but the same. Bloating that doesn't improve ever. You wake up bloated, go to bed bloated, you're bloated all day long, you feel like you're 3 months, 9 months pregnant, even in a male body. That's not a good sign, by the way, or a good feeling. But that little belly bloat, when you look at a person and they kind of like skinny everywhere, skinny wrists, skinny ankles, skinny waist, and then they got this like weird basketball pooch right in the middle that's really symmetrical or asymmetrical, and it's not a hernia. That's a parasite, dude. They are gassed up, fermenting inside of you, and it is swelling your insides. Food sensitivities. Many people don't understand food sensitivities in the least, and that's why I have to teach people about food. So if we're not tracking and inventorying and looking at what we're eating day in and day out, you'll be shocked. I'm shocked at how many people come into my office still today, and they don't realize how much sugar they eat, how much processed food they eat. And they wonder why their body is aging faster than it ought to. The obvious: if you have anal itching, if your butt itches, if you have cysts on your butt. I have 4 guys in the last quarter of the year that have had literal butt cysts in and around their butt crack. Really, I'm not lying. I've had females with hemorrhoids the size of cauliflower head. That is not normal. You shouldn't need a bidet. You should get to use a bidet. You shouldn't have to use a bidet. Does that make sense? So if you have to use it because you can't wipe because the inflammation is so bad, problem. Had this one lady, and tons of mental health issues, tons of brain diagnosable autoimmune disorders. And the parasites were eating her brain. Think of a caterpillar on a leaf putting holes in the leaf, right? Well, instead, what if the bugs are putting holes in your brain? Find me that disease. It's out there. You can find it. But cauliflower size anal hemorrhoids. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means the bugs are geniuses. They were literally damming up the sewer system so that they could body be forced to recirculate the trash, toxins, waste, and debris and eat the brain, eat the joints, eat the body alive. No wonder they're tired. No wonder their brain hurts. Irregularities in stool, meaning some days you poop, some days you don't. I'm shocked at how many people go 2, 3, 4, 5 days without pooping, and you can see it all in their face. Their face is completely round, and their body just looks puffy. They have nightmares and dreams, and they have all kinds of mental, anguish during the night. They're wrestling with their pillow. They're hot sweats, night sweats. Their body is not performing well. One patient come in, and she was a CEO for a major organization in the area, and she had a pillow and she had a hot pad, And she would lay in the corner of her office, like her executive suite, for 2 to 3 hours a day on company time because she was in such disarray, but she was so important to the job, they needed her brain for the few hours that she was engaged. Wow. People find a way to survive, but that's no way to do it. And it came down to food allergies and parasites. I cannot believe how often this comes up in my practice career. This is not in the last year, guys. This isn't post-COVID. This isn't like a new fandango idea. I've been teaching this stuff for 20 plus years. So I really want you to grasp the expertness that I only teach what my practice has revealed to me. And I believe that you're going to learn how to take your health to the next level. Fatigue despite rest. One patient comes in and literally she had till noon every day to function. If she didn't get it done by noon, she wasn't getting it done. She had a driver. She had a personal shopper. She had a lady that helped her bathe because she was too fatigued, too brain fogged, too brain dead, frankly, to get her batteries charged by the end of the evening. Wow. Now, within a few short months of us finding that the parasites were living in her adrenal glands and wrecking her stress pathways and causing her sleep disruption, we were able to relieve her body of these symptoms. And we saw 12 o'clock turn to 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock turn to 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock turn to 8 o'clock. And she had a normal day and she thrived on the job, in the job, at her church, in all kinds of leadership ways. She was heavily involved in many people's lives. Now, what was she missing when she was only getting it done by noon, right? And if you have these types of symptoms, I want you to take it serious. It isn't as simple as just, hey, go get the nearest, bug killing protocol. Don't go to, just go buy the horse paste. I'm telling you, man, you've got to do this and you got to do this right. And I want to teach you how to live better, be better, stay better. So what is a parasite? Parasites are organisms that live off their host. Simply said, they can come through your water, your food. And yes, American soil. Travel is a big one. Had a patient come in. He went on a cruise to an all-inclusive in Mexico. And guess what? Fatigue, brain fog, can't function on his job, can't do his engineering type work, and we're still passing parasites. One travel trip. Had one guy, he's under 35 years old and traveled for 7 years all over the world. And of course, sick as a dog. Chronic fatigue, parasites, belly pain, parasites, lost 35 pounds, parasites. His system is so weak and so fragile, his digestion is an issue. See, when we thrive, when the bugs thrive, our digestion and our immune system becomes more and more compromised. When they thrive and they get the upper hand and they block up your backside, they clog up your pores, they back up into your lungs, they sit and seed in your brain. Oh my gosh. It's like Slimer from Ghostbusters running around rampant inside your body, just pooping everywhere and making a mess. And your body gets overwhelmed. Can your body handle it? To a degree. Does your body need help? Yes. And I want to be the guy that helps you realize that this can be done, and it is a process, and it is not a quick fix, but it is something worth pursuing and getting involved with. So guys, who's excited about parasites? Put a parasite worm in the chat below if you think this is kind of cool data so far, if you've learned anything, or straight up tell me, what have you found so interesting in tonight's class right now? Put it in the chat that you are going, oh my gosh. Now, I don't have any 22-inch worm pictures for you tonight. I don't have liver flukes and seedlings in the toilet. I don't know, man. I'm all about showing you those pictures, but I do that in my private groups because this might, your kids might see some of these weird things, and it's just hard to describe. It's hard to understand, especially if this is new information for you. Just understand that if you got symptom patterns that you were not genetically born with, I assure you, parasites are a potential root cause. Okay, so parasites and nutrient theft. These bugs steal your minerals, and if they steal your minerals, then they cause your body to not thrive. They cause the cells to not be electrically active. They cause low energy. They cause cravings. They cause absorption issues and vitamin deficiencies. You can eat well and still be depleted. You can eat perfect and not get this under control, and the bugs will win. When you eat well, that sets the stage. When you feed them their last supper, That's the game. When we know the drainage pathways are open, that's the end game. So this is where digestive enzymes come in, right? So if you don't digest well, if you don't have good stomach acids, good enzymes, your zinc's low, you're bloated in the upper GI, you have acid reflux and digestion, you can't break down fats, you avoid certain types of protein because it's too fatty. These are indicators that your enzyme production, your bile production, your stomach acids are affected. And we do tests in the office with one of our metabolic studies that you can come in and do these tests. You can do a phone visit with us and we can get these tests set up and you will see your body begin to thrive or not. You'll see the process. In the beginning, you'll see where your body's breaking down and why we got to go after digestion, why we got to get fat to break down and carbohydrate processing to improve. Sometimes it is required that we change your diet. Sometimes it's required that we go into your pantry and show you all the hidden food gut bombs. We talked about that a few weeks ago. Reducing this fermentation and gas buildup from these bugs is imperative. Incomplete digestion, more waste for pathogens to feed on, they win. That's the whole mission. They want to slow down your bowels. They want to break your digestive pathways. They are strategic warriors coming at you. They have Trojan horses coming down the pike. They are sneaky and they are going to get into our systems. Every person has parasites, you, me, we, okay? It isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when you choose to deal with yours. And just because you don't see them after one round of parasite cleansing or even 3 months doesn't mean you don't have them. It just means you got a better handle on your health than many people, more than likely, which is great news. So the role of the liver and the bile, okay, so enzymes, by the way, break down your carbs. They also help absorption in the small intestine. They also clean up messes. So like sometimes I use a lot of enzymes by themselves to clean up messes, but the liver's the giver, right? So the liver produces this stuff called bile, and it helps remove waste out of the body like a street sweeper. It helps to neutralize toxins. It helps to support fat digestion from ghee, butter, animal fats, or olive oils even. So we have to get this situated in the body. And when we see on these blood panels that the metabolic malnutrition index is low, we know that you're not moving trash through your body well, which is compounding, further compromising and your digestion and setting you up for these bugs to thrive in your weak body. Yikes. You see, the gut, the liver, the pancreas, the stomach, that's what we're really trying to support and make sure that these parasites are not targeting these tissues. I've mentioned it in several of our other liver classes that there's 1,600 pathways that the liver is involved in. Tonight, we're just talking about the fat metabolism, the waste removal, and the support of moving bowel health, motility. And so your liver and bile are critical. If I drew for you how big the liver is and showed you where it is in your body, which you can kind of see in the picture here, you would be mind boggled. It's bigger than you think. And it is vitally important in the overall well-being of your chemistry. Enzymes, parasites, and parasite defenses, certain enzymes help our body break down biofilms. Certain enzymes help your body break down undigested food. Certain enzymes help break down gut, support the gut terrain. Okay, so these are pancreatic enzymes oftentimes. These are plant-based enzymes oftentimes. And we have different enzymatic protocols from the pancreas and or plant enzymes to help your terrain be cleaner and more ready. So like, hey, look, don't cook in a dirty kitchen, right? So you want your digestive system, your kitchen to be relatively in proper, clean working order before you drop a big meal in there. Otherwise, it's going to sit in there like a brick. A strong digestive system makes it difficult for parasites to thrive. True blue. If I can turn your digestive tract into a vacuum, doing enough cleansing, enzyme work, bile work, and stomach acid work, your stomach and digestive system will turn into a vacuum and will suck trash, waste, and debris off the tissues, off your brain, off your lungs, off your kidneys, and you will have more controlled blood pressure. Had a guy the other day, but I eat salads. I eat lots and lots of vegetables. But you can't eat pasta. You forgot the pasta. And I know you put Parmesan cheese on it. I know you put like canned sauce on it, or you've got it from a store that's got bad oils in it, sorry, you can't do that. Oh, and that little bit of cheese, hey, that's enough to throw your system into a clogged state. You got to recognize that if you've got symptom patterns like high blood pressure or high cholesterol or high C-reactive protein in your blood, or you have high enzyme activity in your liver, you've got to change the game, bro. And I'm telling you, it's worth it. Don't get frustrated by it. Appreciate that your body is doing the best it can with the food you're giving it and its ability to get rid of the trash, waste, and debris. But if you utilize our protocols and change your lifestyle, you will see your body thrive. That's what's exciting. That's what gets me excited. That's why I kind of get on these little angry rants. I'm not really even angry. But at the end of the day, when you're supporting your body, daily elimination is important. So how do we keep the bowels running clean, hydrated? Is key. If you don't get 32 ounces of water per 50 pounds of body weight, if you don't take in minerals to stay electrolyte heavy and electrically active, your system malfunctions. Eating fiber-rich whole foods can be a benefit. Moving your body daily can be a benefit. Supporting digestion by doing our bowel cleanses. We have 5-day and 10-day bowel cleanses specific to the gut. Cleansing works best when the drainage pathways are wide open. So if I can turn your bowels into a vacuum using bentonite clay, activated charcoal, or even some of our biotoxin binder, I got all kinds of different ways to mobilize this. And frankly, good elimination, just like we mentioned on the liver slide, bile. So guys, if you're really pooping every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, give yourself 3 check marks in the chat below and just tell me, yep, that's me. I'm good to go there. That, again, doesn't mean you don't have parasites. I really just want to set you up for that. Just means you're in a better position to do good parasite cleansing when the time is right. So why kill first doesn't work? Aggressive cleansing without elimination. So coming in with just some ivermectin, coming in with just some para-2, coming in with some vermifuge doesn't just work because you will increase your symptoms of fatigue. You'll make headaches worse, skin reactions worse, high blood pressure worse, upper back pain like this gal's demonstrating in the picture. This is real deal Holyfield stuff, man. If you have symptoms in your neck and you always carry your stress here, that's an indication that you're storing toxins in your lymphatics and they're backing up and into the muscles of the neck and the upper back from the drainage of the brain, because the brain knows I can't hold these toxins up here, man. I got to get these things out of here because they're acidic. And I don't want bugs piercing through in a slow, sluggish environment, breaking through the blood-brain barrier and getting into my brain. So they're going to mobilize the toxins. Your body is strategically working against the bug's desire to make you slow, sluggish. But you might have headaches along the way. You may have some fatigue along the way. You may struggle with mental processing speed along the way. You may have some skin issues along the way. So we can't kill first. We have to make sure your elimination pathways, your digestive pathways, your absorption pathways are in best working order. And then we go after the bugs. Now we can feed those bugs their last supper. Yeah. Protocol. Hey, guess what? You want more energy, more mental clarity? You want deeper, more restorative sleep? You want to make sure that you prevent your body from having future medical issues? Find the rhythm. This is where we come on board and we start utilizing protocols. We got Para 1. This has Mamunaposa in it. And so essentially, this stuff is a very strong bug killer that I like to blend with the Para 3 liquid, which tastes terrible, but it works so good. It's got the tansy, it's got the sage, it's got the holy basil, it's got the clove, it's got the black walnut. And this stuff right here, even though it tastes bad, it will absolutely travel well and prevent a lot of bugs from coming online. This guy, together with this guy, will absolutely disrupt the ecosystems that are found in our body. And I like to bridge them together. And then I put some biotoxin binder with it, which is essentially a bioactive humic acid, fulvic acid, in order to maximize the elimination. It also has some broccoli seed and yucca root in it, which is good for liver output, bile production, because I want to mobilize the tissues. So when you put a binder with your protocols, not only are you killing the bugs, you're also putting the street sweepers in place so that they can be, we can eliminate the waste, trash, and debris. And then I'll come in, with another round, Para 2 and Para 4. Well, Para 2 is going to be a little bit more in the realm of it's still got the clove and it's got the bioactive, technology. It's a little gentler because it essentially just doesn't have the strong bug killers, but it does have some other ones for liver flukes. So this is going to have things like in it, like neem, and this is going to have things in it like this myrobalan and this belleronic myrobalan. And so this is going to have some different types of herbals in order to maximize a different type of a strategic attack to go after other types of bugs. The Para4 is going to have noni and grapeseed extract, very anti-inflammatory. So when there's a lot of inflammation, sarsaparilla comes in place. So we're decreasing inflammation and then feeding them their last supper. I try to build these things out for people as they're going through. And then sometimes I even use a different type of binder that's just like zeolite and cliniptolite in order to maximize Shilajit, if you will, to get a different type of street sweeper on board. Every strategy that I come up with is things that I've seen people go through in my rhythms of the month. In some of these patients, they go months on these protocols. Some of these patients can only handle 5 days a month. So I have to figure out what the rhythm is and help you strategically navigate how to feed the bugs their last supper, how to excrete the waste, how to enzymatically clean up the mess and keep the game going. So this is huge. Okay. So then for the kiddos and or for good travel, like the Para3, the vermifuge from weed, this stuff is awesome. Black walnut, it's got Kwanzi bark, papaya leaf, and clove. This stuff works amazing. I mean, I'll just go through the day. It doesn't even taste that bad. And you can break it open and it's a little sticky. There you go. Broke it loose. And has a very interesting black walnut clove taste. Now it's got those other things in there, but very bitter, but not terrible. But the whole idea is feeding bugs their last supper is a way that you destroy their defenses using technology, you creating an environment for elimination, waste removal, so that they don't have a place to stand in your body. And you just got to watch those symptoms. So like if you were somebody that had like a lot of hemorrhoids, and you start a parasite cleanse and the hemorrhoids get worse, or your itchiness gets worse, or you start seeing a cyst pop up in weird places, lymph nodes, rashes, that's an indication that your drainage pathways, your elimination strategies are not in check. So that means we have to slow the roll. We have to slow down the process and regroup and retarget. That is not a bad thing. I had this one lady come in, she was doing too much parasite cleansing and she was wrecked, man. She was sick more often than she was well. And she thought she was doing a good thing. And she was, except she didn't have good drainage. She didn't have good elimination. She didn't have that good bile flow. So, I love ivermectin, right? I just go to the store, pick some of this stuff up and do a pencil eraser size. And it is a good way to clean out and practice this rhythm every full moon for 3, 5, 7, 10 days. So it's been very effective in utilizing different strategies to get the body to clean itself up. But if you don't do a good enzymatic activity work using some of our digestive enzyme protocols, our plant enzyme protocols on an empty stomach when you wake up and before bed. I had this one patient, literally, we were giving them plant enzymes, 5 capsules of plant enzymes from a company called NutriWest Pro Enzyme, but in the first thing in the morning and then again at bedtime, just to clean up the mess in the morning after they've had a detox throughout the night and going into the sleep cycle, knowing that we're going to get, have a mess during the night. So we have to be strategic. And this is why I need you to be on the Dr. Chapa Wellness page and make sure that you're following our work, because if you get enrolled in our communities and you dial in to some of the blueprints that we've got laid out for you, you will figure this game out and you will thrive and your body will not suffer any more than it has been in the past. You'll be more in control. You'll be more dialed in, more creative, and you'll have less sick days, more creative days, more empowering days, and people will be attracted to your energy day in and day out, because parasite cleansing is not just about removal. It's about cleaning up an environment or building an environment of resilience and resolve through digestion, bile flow, and energy output that your body can fight back against diseases. Parasites they're not bad. They need to be subdued. Your body actually employs parasites to come in and clean up messes whenever you can't clean up your own mess. But they do rob you of minerals. They do rob you of B vitamins. They do rob you of good health. They do rob you of longevity, and they set you up for unnecessary suffering day in and day out. So if elimination is good, if detox then becomes safe. If elimination is better, the body begins to restore itself, because the more you eliminate, the better you eliminate, the more quality you eliminate, you improve digestion, absorption, and you're only as good as the food you can absorb. But if you can't digest it, guys, you can't absorb it. And then you got a brick in your stomach, and bugs love bricks because they're hard to digest. They move slow, they can ferment, and they can eat you from the inside out, and they get stronger this way. And left unchecked, that's where people find themselves with symptom patterns they weren't genetically born with. So learn how to support your digestion. Learn how to get enrolled in enzymatic activities, what to do when you go out to eat, what to do going to bed at night, how often should you do a liver cleanse. These are the things that we're teaching people day in and day out. At drchapawellness.com, guys, I come every week on fire, filled inside with resurrection energy to give you a piece of good health. I want you to live your best, be your best. I want you to follow us. I want you to pull out your phones. Hit that snapshot of that QR code. Go check out the Detox in a Box. Be a part of the wellness movement. The journey is yours for the taking. We are putting ourselves out there as often as we can, as regular as we can, and we would love it if you would like our stuff. We would love it if you would share this information with your friends, family, and loved ones. Why? Because you're a part of a movement, and it's your life, your health, your choice. You get to choose. So if you like this information, put 4 fires down in the chat below, and make sure that you follow us, get signed up for our newsletters, be a part of the detox movement, wellness programs, and make sure that you are asking questions. Each week I come to give you data, give you tools and resources to live your best, be your best, stay your best all the days of your life. And I pray that this message finds you well, it finds you blessed, and if not, that you will go to chapawellness.com and that you will enroll yourself and choose a better way of living. It's your life, your health, your choice. So I can't wait to see you in the next most vibrant way possible, in a healthier, more amazing body than ever. Thank you, Dr. Aaron Chapa. Hey, I love you, man. I hope that you tune in and let us know the topics or questions you have, and we will answer them. Till next time, we will check you on Monday night, 7 p.m. God bless you.